Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now I'll just show you a few plants that I have in bloom, and there's not many. I think there's just three, and two are the same. The Dracula that was in bloom, they've all gone over now, so I've cut those spikes off, and this is the first time this has bloomed, and I don't know what it is, but it's not bad. They're not only about 3 inch wide, the flowers, but they're very nice, and it's just opening in these last couple of days. And the other ones I've got here are the Phalaenopsis. But really what I want to do a quick talk about today is Cattleyas. You've got one there, one here and one there. Now this one, no matter where I put it, the leaves always go that colour. And the new one, the new leaf and new growth is there. And that's very, very dark. But it's got some nice roots coming on it. Lovely. I mean, there's nice roots on them all of them. This is the Little Dipper. And this has got some nice roots on it. That one is a Golf Green, and I'm just trying to grow some roots on that because they don't seem to be growing very well. So in fact I've ordered some pumice, so I'm going to put this one in pumice, and I might put it in semi-hydroponics that I used to grow in donkeys years ago, and I won't keep it in that. I'll keep it in that until some roots have grown, and then I'll move it into the normal media. But what can I tell you about Cattleyas? Well, they like temperatures from 65 to 85. They don't like getting much below 20 during the day, and at nights they do appreciate a drop of 10 degrees from the daytime temperatures. As for light, they like bright light, but as you read in books, they say don't give it any sunlight. But I went to Barbados a few years ago, stayed there for 5 weeks, met a nice lady who was a member of the society over there, and she was also on the orchid board. And I went to her house, and she had Cattleyas just hung up in the garden in bright sun. So if you live somewhere like the Barbados, you can put them in bright sun, but if you live somewhere like I do, it says don't put them in bright sun. And yeah, you've got to make your own mind up on those things. Now unfortunately I've had to bring these indoors, and I'll not go over it again, the energy costs and stuff like that. But the best place to grow them is ideally outside, like you can do in the warm temperature regions, or in a greenhouse where the temperature and humidity could be controlled, and also the heat. But one thing you mustn't forget is that too much heat that warms the leaves will stop the plant growing. It won't do it any good whatsoever. Now the media must be free draining. As you know, in the wild they live high up in the canopies, and they must get sun up there unless they grow in the shade at the top of the canopies. And where did they get the water from when they're high up in the canopies? Only from humidity, from the air. And where did they get the feed from? Well, they must only get the feed from bird, animal droppings that get wet and run down the bark of the trees. I can't see they get it from anywhere else. And that's where they grow the best. So what I do with mine, I don't give them high dosage of fertiliser. I probably give them 150 parts per million every month. And the other 3 weeks I I just give them fresh RO water, maybe with a touch of magnesium in it. And your Cattleyas like to be dried out completely before watering them again. What they do like is to be heavily watered and then very, very much dried out before you water them again. And that way you'll keep the roots growing nicely. Too much fertiliser and you'll get the new roots, you know, the nice green tips at the end going dark. And it's nothing but fertiliser burn on these plants. So don't fertilise too much. And don't forget, don't fertilise them while the roots are dry. Always wet them first before you fertilise. Now large bark, I would say, is the best medium which you should use for these. It's quick drying, doesn't hold too much water. I mean, I said before, but I used to grow these Cattleyas in semi-hydroponics, which was very good for about 18 months. At which point the roots began to rot, and I think it was because the roots weren't allowed to dry out quickly. You know, for hydroponics, there's always moisture available to them. But I'm going to try it again on one to see if I can get the roots growing like I've just said. But I'm going to allow the hydroponic chamber to dry out before I re-water them. Well, I don't think there's a lot more I can tell you about Cattleyas. Oh yeah, I mean, we all have our own idea what to do with them. Some works, some don't work. But you've got to try different things. But there's basic things that you should do, that you should stick to. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers, I do appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.